The morning of December 10th, 2024, started like any ordinary Harmattan day, cold and pregnant with activities. The generator was finally silent, and the pale morning light slipped through my lace curtains. I stood at the sink, rinsing ugu leaves, the sharp smell of fried onion in palm oil hanging in the air. My phone buzzed. I wiped my hands on my wrapper and reached for it. Bank alerts from the account where I kept the money my late husband left for our son after it had matured. 7 million naira. Gone. Multiple transfers. Neat, smooth, final. I stared at the numbers until the screen blurred and my face reflected back at me. It wasn't just money disappearing. It was years of sacrifice, quiet prayers, and my husband's last intention for our son. And in the middle of all the confusion in my head, one name came sharply. Amara. Suspicion doesn't start suddenly. It gathers quietly over time. That girl had been the reason for every uneasy feeling sitting in my chest for months. My son had introduced her as the woman he wanted to marry. He said they met at a friend's rooftop birthday party in Lekki. She was beautiful, yes, but her beauty was not the problem. It was the way she entered our house quickly, smoothly, like someone who already knew where everything belonged. She moved around our house as if she were already the owner. She called me Mommy with a sweetness that felt practiced. Her perfume lingered long after she left. Strong, expensive, like something that wanted to be remembered by force. Chike, my son, was still finding his path in the tech world. Freelance IT jobs, contracts, now and then. Nothing steady. But Amara's lifestyle? Soft life, island brunches, sunglasses in December, designer bags, always looking polished. I felt that a woman like that should worry about a man with an unstable source of income, but she never once complained. That in itself was suspicious to me. Her questions were always gentle but calculating. Mommy, how do you manage bills? This looks expensive. How much was it, Mommy? Her voice sounded caring, but her eyes were measuring. When my husband died 15 years ago, his cooperative promised the benefit, but with strict conditions. They said the boy must be a man first. They told me it was my husband's wish that the money matured when Chike turned 30. I respected that wish with everything in me. When Chike turned 30, I handed him that account with a prayer. Use it to stand, not to show, I told him. At first, he listened, but as his relationship with Amara grew, he became defensive about anything money-related. I knew she was influencing him, even if he denied it. One evening, I overheard her telling him, "Baby, move it into our joint account. Let's invest. That money is just there wasting." Chike's voice was nervous and unsure. That alone told me trouble was coming. So when that alert came that Monday morning, my heart sank. My hand shook as I scrolled through the transaction log. 5 transfers, all cleaned out. I called Chike. He ignored the first 2 calls. When he finally picked, his tone was impatient. "Mommy, calm down. We found a deal. Short lets in Lekki. We'll flip it and make 10 million in 6 months. We. Just like that? And how much do you know about real estate business that you will jump into it like that? Mommy, please don't start." He cut the call. I sat in the kitchen staring at the clock on the wall. I wanted to yell, to cry, to knock things down, but I knew it wouldn't help. I am not the loud, dramatic type. People often think my quietness means I am weak. They don't know quiet women choose their battles with sense. That afternoon, I visited Titi's workstation to rub minds. Titi and I had a strange bond. Years ago, when she was part of a notorious cult group, they stormed my shop, ate my goods, mocked me, and destroyed items. I didn't shout. I didn't cry. When they finished eating and turned to go, I simply said, "What you have eaten is small compared to what you will lose by the end of this week." The entire gang laughed and tried to rattle me, including her. I stood still, calm as ever. But later that evening, She quietly brought 10,000 naira to compensate me. She said, "Na only because I fear you small o." A week after that incident, she barely survived a violent clash and came to hide near my shop. Her crew didn't make it. I helped her without thinking, and that single act bonded us. She started calling me prophetess and would show up whenever I needed anything. She is still feared in many parts of Lagos, deeply connected to both the streets and the affluent. If anything happened on the streets, Titi or her people always knew it first. When she saw me that day, her eyes scanned my face before I even spoke. "Prophetess, sit. Talk." I explained everything and she listened without interrupting. When she finished, she hissed softly, "Mama, don't chase shadows. Catch the sun." I didn't quite understand what she meant and never bothered to ask for an explanation. She requested the bank details, typed them into her phone, and nodded. She said there would be a 15% facilitation cost, which I felt was fair compared to losing everything to a gold digger. That night, the house was too quiet. Chike didn't come home. Amara didn't call. I didn't want to impose, but worry curled inside me like smoke. By Tuesday morning, the following day, Titi's niece called quietly. "Auntie, the money moved. Fintech wallet, property agent POS, then 2 new accounts. No name matches your family." I thanked her. I didn't ask too many questions. You don't drag people deeper into your own storm. Next, I went to see Mr. Okun, the lawyer who drafted my husband's wishes years ago. He listened carefully, hands steepled. "We need to know the property they claim to be investing in, the company behind it, and more details about this fiancé," he said. That was when it hit me. I knew almost nothing about Amara's real background. I called Titi again and told her everything the lawyer said. She promised to place a tail on Amara and get back to me before the next day ended. I also reached out to Chike. He finally picked up after I sent him a soft message. "I trust you, my son." He called me back before I could drop my phone. I asked about his wife-to-be and casually requested her surname. I also told him that I had a friend who is also interested in that real estate business. Could he please give me the name of the company he was using? He said he had left Amara at the lodge. He gave me her surname, promised to send me the flyer of the company on WhatsApp, reluctantly, and promised to return home that evening. When I reached home that afternoon, the front door wasn't properly locked. My heart squeezed. I called the neighbor's guardman to help me check the house. Everything looked untouched, but the feeling of intrusion sat heavy on my chest. Later, I found out that it was Amara who had left my door unlocked. Chike returned home that evening. He went to his room and came back downstairs looking troubled. "Mommy, where's Amara?" I have no idea. It was then I realized that Amara was gone. Her belongings were gone. Her phone was switched off. He panicked, but for some reason, he seemed more concerned about her feelings and safety than about the possibility of being scammed by her. I excused myself and called Titi immediately. She had already sent screenshots and photos, including a picture of Amara with another man. "She's moving fast," she said. I agreed. "She's around Ajan now with the guy. Prophetess, make I handle am?" Titi's way meant violence. My heart thudded. "I need a moment. Let me call you back." I hung up and called Chike, who had left the house in search of Amara. He still didn't suspect she had played him. That pained me deeply. I felt like I had succeeded in raising a foolish son who saw the world only through kind and caring eyes. I looked at the property flyer Chike had sent me earlier and forwarded it instantly to Musa, the young man I've come to see as a second son. He helps me manage my 2 provision stores in Ota and Lekki. He knows people, he knows places, and I had already spoken to him about Chike's recent real estate adventure. Musa called almost immediately. "Mama, this one a confirmed scam. Many people don't cry because of them." My body went cold with anger and disappointment. I called Titi with a new plan. "Let's call one of the numbers on the flyer and ask for someone who can market a property," I suggested. I felt that plan would stall them a bit from leaving Lagos and give us time to recover the money somehow. Titi wasn't happy with my plan, but she went along with it. She later called back to inform me that she had set the meeting for Thursday morning. By Wednesday around 10 a.m., Titi called. "Prophetess, Amara dey in custody." My chest tightened. "How?" "She dey go airport. She won't comot Lagos. My boys collect am." The word kidnapping hung in the air like smoke. "Ah, Titi, No killing, no, I warned her. Prophetess, no worry, trust me now. I could barely think the whole day. That evening, she sent a message that read, we got only 4 million from her. She and the man don't share the money. When we call him to save his babe with a 3 million ransom, he blocked our call. Oh. I realized there was no honor among thieves. Amara was left to hang and dry. My heart sunk at the thought of all the wrong choices my son had made because of this woman, and all the wrong choices I was already making. I felt like I was working with a cartel. By Thursday morning, Titi's cousin, Sola, met Bayo pretending to be an investor. Titi and I watched from a distance as Sola pitched the fake deal. It worked. By evening, Bayo was picked up at the so-called property for sale. Later that night, Titi sent me another message. We collect 6 million from his hand, Mama. See enjoyment for your girl, oh. Hey God, Titi na were. But I just love her for reasons I can't even place my finger on. She's loyal to the core. By Saturday morning, Chike came home. And surprisingly, Amara came with him, limping. She told a softened story about her kidnapping, but left out the part where she had been fleeing Lagos after stealing my son's money. I pretended concern and hugged her. The limp was dramatic, but I played along. As they ate the soup I cooked, I received a bank alert. 7.5 million naira instead of 6 million. She had added extra instead of taking her 15% facilitation cut. I didn't ask how or why. I got more than I asked for. I simply sent her a message to thank her and promised to see her later. But I was tired of Amara's acts. I was ready to start poking the bear. So I asked Chike casually, are you sure about that real estate company you told me about? My friend said he heard it's fraudulent. Amara stiffened. Chike became uneasy. He knew I was about to cause trouble. He begged me to drop the conversation for another time. But I had already made up my mind to end everything the following day, Sunday. I simply told them not to miss lunch. I was inviting some family friends over. I said we needed to be thankful for life and all the adventures it had dished us over the past years and months. Sunday afternoon, everyone was seated. Chike, Amara, Musa, and Mr. Okun. As I served food, Mr. Okun placed some documents at the center of the table. Details of the real estate company, he said. Chike looked at him, picked up the document and scanned through it. Then he stood up as if the chair burned him, glancing back and forth between Amara and the document. Amara snatched the papers from him and flipped through them, immediately trying to deny everything. I sat and ate, watching her act out her script to save herself. What is this? This is a joke, right? Baby, this is fake. Okon snapped. Miss Amara, or Judith Mba, whatever your real name is, if you speak nonsense again, I will call the police right now. Okon's Gothic accent was on full blast now, his professional tone completely buried. Chike's face went blank. Betrayal, shock, pain. He looked at her like he was seeing her for the first time. She broke down, but it was empty. Just another performance. Mr. Okon and Musa shared everything they had uncovered in their investigation. How Chike was one of the victims, though he hadn't realized it yet. With everything happening on the table, my food tasted sweeter. I had nothing to say really. Amara was asked to sign an agreement to repay 7 million naira within 24 months or face court on prison. Okon warned her that she was being watched and that any attempt to escape would end badly. That was how Amara walked out of our home and our lives, while paying double what she had stolen. Funny enough, she repaid the 7 million naira 2 months later and annulled the arrangement. Who knows who she may have scammed to pay off her debt. That night, after she left, Chike sat outside on the step where he used to tie his shoelaces as a boy. I'm sorry, Mom, he said quietly. He was heartbroken. He still struggles to trust and perhaps to love even now. He hasn't spoken about any woman since. He drowns himself in work. I only hope that with time, he opens his heart again and finds the right woman for him. It's been almost a year since everything happened. Until today, nobody fully knows what I did. except Titi.
Wow. Mama di mama, I salute you. Oh. What a story. Imagine scamming the scammer. So, what do you think about what this mom did to Amara? Share your thoughts in the comment section below. And don't forget to follow our page on Facebook or subscribe to our YouTube channel. That's it from us here at Inside African Relationship. See you in the next story.